Hey, everybody. Welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Live. Tonight's going to be an odd night because, honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I had a special guest planned, and I was really looking forward to it. And unfortunately, said individual couldn't make it on time. So tonight is fake it till you make it. So if any of you are out there and you are watching and you are streaming, we are live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook. If you comment on either, it'll pop up. Make sure that you click on the top that says, there's a little StreamYard link. I don't remember what it says. Honestly, tonight is going to be a gong show, and I don't mean Mark Gong from the OG Ironman, although, Mark, if you're listening and you want to pop in, please be my guest. No, tonight is going to be a train wreck and a half, but it's going to be fun. And I know it's going to be fun because, actually, before I get to that, so feel free to comment. If you'd like to join in, I'll send you a link, and we'll get you on. But tonight we have Seabass, and he has been one of the commanders on Living Legends. So let's get him on and let's get this show started. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
I told you, tonight is going to be a gong show of a show. So welcome. So you were telling me quickly, but why don't you tell me again? You've been captain for the Living Legends how many years now?
Let's see. I was part of the command staff for the last 2 years, and then prior to that, we did. I was a part of a third faction 1 year where there actually was a third faction back when Viper used to promote or do the game basically for Living Legends. And there was 1 year that we did a third faction, and we pissed off a lot of people that day. So other than that, I did XO for Living Legends when it got moved to Michigan. I was an XO for Connor. And last year when they moved to Adventure Park over back in Chicago, I was actually the commander for that one.
Gotcha. Well, now, how long have you been playing paintball for?
Ooh, I would say since probably like 05, 04 is when I started playing, and then I joined Cobra back in I think like 09 or so.
Okay. And what is Cobra, if you don't mind my asking? I assume
Cobra,
it's a scenario game team, but
yeah, so we're just a bunch of guys that we travel all around the country, just do a bunch of scenario events and stuff like that. We're based out of Houston, Texas. We do have some members that scatter around Texas, and we're getting a couple guys from other states, but primarily our main group is from Houston, Texas.
Ah, cool. How many guys do you guys? Don't you just love my professionalism? How many are on your team roughly?
Roughly, we have about 20 to 25 guys that's on our actual rosters through our sponsorship and stuff like that. So those are going to be our active guys. Then we have a few guys that are busy with lives and stuff like that. So they're like our honorary members.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. We got to say hi to Robert because he popped in, and he also had to. We have to say hi to Rosa because she's popping in, and those are two of my favorite people in paintball. Just great people. They've both been on the show at one time or another. Now we've got somebody here saying hi, guys. Dropping gun to say hi real quick from work, but it doesn't say who from. Let me just see if I can check this here, and just want to try to give a proper shout out to who just said that, and that's Ben Garcia. Hey, Ben. So yeah, at the top of the link, it'll say, I'm going to be going live using StreamYard. Before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard permission to see your name at streamyard.com/Facebook. So please try to do that, everybody. And that way, when you click on, or when you click and you say something, I can link it up like this. And yeah, so... So I'm sorry, how long did you say you've been playing paintball for?
I would say roughly 15 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
And those are all your personal trophies behind you on the back, all the banners and stuff?
Yeah, these are all of my personal awards, either Victorious Commander or EXO, MVPs, mofos, stuff like that. These are going to just be all of my personal awards, not the rest of my teams. My team awards are going to be probably like triple or quadruple this, honestly. It's
so
it's
that's your flex wall, is it?
yes, it is. And then this is my little prize over here. That's my Living Legends trophy that I got last year for winning.
Awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Everett. What up, guys? Tombstone, Seabass.
Yes, Tombstone. Yes, please sign up for the Cowboys if you plan on attending that game.
Awesome. So, Everett, I sent you a link along with Seabass. Are you not joining us? You've got the link, buddy. So just click on. Come on in, say hi. So, that's a lot of personal awards, and then laughing at Flexwall. So, but you notice that's from YouTube. We're actually live on both Facebook and YouTube at exactly the same time, which I think is on. And you got us, and so Everett's going to jump on shortly. That's awesome. So, how do you know Everett?
I've reached out to him about it's been about 2 months or so, I think. I've been doing some recruiting for a scenario game that's going to be in October up in Oklahoma. So I've been reaching out to all kinds of people from all over the country, different paintball groups, stuff like that, just to try to get people to come out to play this event in Oklahoma for me. Especially
Nice.
with all this coronavirus stuff and events and, fields getting canceled or postponed. I feel like October is going to be plenty of time for all this to kind of blow over, hopefully. And so I know people are itching to get out, and this is going to be a very, very fun event to attend, actually.
Now, did you watch the producers event that I had on Sunday?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I had 7 of the big names. I had like Good Eve, I had Viper, I had
oh, sweet.
Oh, it was massive. So go back if you get the chance, if you're interested, because it was not a promotion event. Like everybody wasn't talking about their games. They were talking about what their plans were with regards to how the games were going to play out for the rest of the season. So it was more of an informative session just for the players. So they weren't trying to sell and they weren't trying to pump each other up. This all personal issues were set aside, and it was just an information session, 2 hours long with some of the biggest names in paintball. Anyway, one of the things that they said that I found was interesting was that there's only so many weeks in the year for paintball to happen. And because everything's getting pushed back, that a lot of the scenario games are going to overlap each other, and that could affect attendance. So do you think that's going to affect you much as far as Oklahoma? Are you overlapping on anybody else that you know of?
As of right now, I don't think so. There isn't anything overlapping. I know that there's a lot of places that are postponing, and there's some that are just canceling to the next year. For example, Living Legends. They just went ahead and just canceled it, and they're just going to resume next year. But for this event, I don't think so. But one thing about this event, it's kind of unique. It's a Tombstone theme, and there's a lot of things happening. You have it's all Tombstone theme. You got gunslingers, you got gambling happening off the field that can help you win for prizes or things that you need on the field. They do a state cook-off on Friday night. They do a lip sync battle that people just volunteer to join, and they get all creative and dressed up and just look ridiculous on stage. But it's called the hang, and everybody just hangs out, has a good time. They can drink, they can do whatever they want, but they're all there just witnessing the chaos that's happening on stage. And you got the brigade program there, and they feed everybody breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's an awesome event. It's one of a kind. They don't do a night play. Instead, they just have a big party where they just make a fool of themselves.
That's awesome. And we got Everett and Rosa joining us. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the train wreck. And Facebook user, which I know is Nikki Hanna. Hey, glad to catch you.
Hi, Nikki.
Yeah.
Is this way better?
One second
Maybe.
here.
This
Somebody
camera's
else
crazy.
just said, hey, you guys. Just double check. I'm having to flip back and forth. And Bill Bailey, he's one of the producers. He said, hey, Steve, that's awesome. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it's just going to be a weird night. Yeah, I like it. I shouldn't say I like it. You guys do whatever you're most comfortable with, but when you turn the phone sideways, it fills out much better.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, I didn't know if that would work out better or not. I'm on my phone, so.
Right. So, hey, by the way, if a call comes in or whatnot, and all of a sudden you lose sound and you can't hear, just log right out and then log right back in again.
All right, cool.
I haven't hung this up yet, but I don't know if you can see it. Let's see.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
that is awesome.
I had a buddy of mine, Phil Ramirez, on my team, and he went ahead and made the event poster for Tombstone, so I can hang it up in my paintball room.
So with Tombstone, do the generals have special names or?
Yeah, you have. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I never watched Tombstone.
So are you basing it on the movie?
Yes, it's based off the movie. So I know you have the Earps and the Cowboys, and you have all the characters there. For this event, they usually will have player cards that you'll get randomly in your package, and on your player card, you'll have an actual character name and a little brief story. And sometimes if you read into that, you might find out that there's something that you can actually do and take advantage in the game. So you might be like a hardcore, bandit that can steal. And so they'll allow you to be able to go to like the enemy base and steal some of their props or things like that. So as long as you pay attention to your player cards and you see any of these little special abilities or anything like that, you can actually use that to your advantage in the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friend was a bounty hunter last year, so that was pretty cool. We were definitely getting into it. Those cards, Viper has a woman who is a writer who actually writes all of his cards, and she puts a ton of thought into it. So you get that entertainment of having that whole backstory.
Absolutely. I think it's Lindsay Griffith or something like that. I think
that sounds right. Yeah, she's awesome. They're so creative.
Oh yeah, she puts a lot of work into those cards for sure.
And that's one of Viper's.
That's kind of his thing. He usually does that for his events, especially if it's some kind of theme. You'll get a little player card, and it'll either be red or blue based on your color, and then you'll have your character name and a little brief bio of it. And yeah, that's just something a little extra that he does.
Well, I've never been to Oklahoma. Can't say I can afford to, but if you want to talk to your sponsors and get some media out there, reach out to me. All I need is airfare, a couch, and a case of paint.
Hey, now with this coronavirus stuff, flights are like $40, honestly.
Right. We usually get an Airbnb. I'm sure you can crash with us.
All I need is a spot on the floor, maybe an inflatable mattress.
Hey, if we can make it happen, you definitely need to be there. It's an event to experience, not to miss. Honestly, you experience once, I guarantee you'll be back for that one. It's just a little different vibe, and it's not like a traditional scenario. It's just there's a lot of it's extra. It's more of a gathering, and everybody's having fun, and it's one of the events that I look forward to every year.
Well, I know I was supposed to be going to Texas like tomorrow. For the NXL, right? And obviously it bummed me out. I wanted to go to Texas so bad. I should be eating biscuits and gravy tomorrow. I should have been eating biscuits and gravy.
I think you need to get some Texas barbecue in. That's what you really need to get in.
Hey, I totally agree.
And Mexican food.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. But see, that's how it works. Biscuits and gravy for breakfast, tacos for lunch, barbecue for supper, and it's win. All win all the time. That's every single day. You ask anybody that I travel with when I go down south, and they ask, where do you want to go? I want biscuits and gravy for breakfast. I want tacos for lunch or burritos. Not too picky. And I want Texas barbecue for supper.
Oh, you got plenty of that. We got barbecue, like food trucks and taco trucks almost everywhere. Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them all around Houston. It's ridiculous, but
Oh yeah,
you definitely need to get some
I grew up in
tacos.
Texas. The food is amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I try to eat Mexican food elsewhere, and honestly, it's just not quite the same.
California comes close.
They do, but they start adding all those little twists to them. It's not the same at that
I want
point.
it like someone's grandma made it, or like my grandma made it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I know that when I was in Vegas, there were more taco places than I have ever seen. And up here, where I live, there's almost Tim Hortons coffee at every corner, so to speak. And there was 5 times more taco places than there were Tim Hortons places. So I'm just sort of like, I'm living in the wrong city. I need to move south, somewhere western south, and just be. Of course, I'll probably be about like
Fat off the tacos. That's a good life, though.
That's why you gotta get out and play paintball every weekend, run off those calories.
Yeah.
Exactly, because nothing
Absolutely.
motivates you to run more than being shot at.
Yep, 100%.
So you guys met because he's trying to. Seabass is trying to get you two to go to the
Yeah.
is it called the Cowboys game or
Well, it's called
Tombstone.
Tombstone? Right.
But
Yeah,
recruiting specifically for the Cowboy side, which is me, and I'm playing against basically Mad Frog from up in Michigan, and he's
Right.
going to be the Earps going against me.
Gotcha. So have you reached out to Mike Goodeve and the Yeti squad?
I think I might have. If not, my XO I think did, because that name sounds very, very familiar, and I think I've actually talked to them to recruit them for Living Legends before.
Right. Well, Yeti Squad or Mike Goodeve, he's a producer and he does a lot of stuff in and around Wisconsin.
Okay.
So the Jedi game, the Halo game, things like that. That's him. But he also has a touring team called, which is part of SAS, and it's called Yeti Squad. He's actually got a trailer that's 8x24 with his own fill stations, his own lockers, like the whole thing, and he just rolls in, and they just set up, take over, and kick ass.
That's pretty cool.
That's the dream.
Right?
That is awesome.
So, yeah, if you want to know more about it, I actually wrote an article about it. It should come out on Friday or Monday, Paintball Media Magazine. So,
Check it
Very
out.
nice.
Absolutely.
yeah, I got like 4 articles coming out in the magazine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Oh,
excited. So, yeah. So, do you guys have any questions for me or whatnot? Because this is a train wreck of a show. I just flat out, there's no plans. So, this is as much your show as my show. So, fire away.
Well, Seabass is talking about how much of a really community event Tombstone is. We were lucky enough to go last year for the first time, and he's absolutely right. It is such a blast. Like, you're on different teams during the day, whatever, doesn't matter. At night, everybody's hanging out, having fun together. And Seabass really took it to the next level this year because as soon as everything started coming out for the event, he was reaching out to people saying, if you want to learn more about commanding, come in my box, I'll teach you. And that's just really cool that he's already doing that and reaching out to people, getting more people in and helping them learn how to be more involved and really get those spots for the game. So just like props to you, because I think that's awesome. And it's really in the spirit of the game of just like, let's all come out and be goofballs and have a good time and play, Cowboys and Robbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually I'm kind of getting tired of seeing the same old people commanding, and I've commanded a lot of games too. And I'm just, I just want to see some fresh faces. So I just, put that out there. I was like, hey, anybody that has never commanded or has just thought about commanding, or maybe a young gun and you want to command, send me a message and let me know that you want to do it. And so I had a few requests and I had to pick one, obviously, to make my XO, but all the rest of the guys know that, hey, just because you're not my official XO, still come to the box. You don't even have to be there for very long. I can show you everything and how I run it in maybe an hour or two. Like, Just give me about 2 to 3 mission drops, and you'll kind of get the idea how I run things, and it's just all about being organized and getting everything out there when you need to be. And so I'm offering that for anybody that joins from my side. If they want to take the time to learn how to command a game, just so that they kind of have an idea, so they're not freaking out for their first time.
Yeah.
Feel free to come to my box. Just stay there for about an hour or two, and I can show you a lot in that time.
Yeah, dude.
What if you just want to shoot
cool.
people?
Huh?
What if you just want to shoot people?
If you want to shoot people, go ahead and shoot people. But if you want to try to take a role in the command box, and you want to get a couple tips here on how to do things successfully and smoothly and stuff like that, I'm willing to teach you.
That's awesome. So, do you think there's much that you really need to learn in order to command a big game?
It's all about organization and kind of just strategy, really. Some people are very, when they're in the box, they don't realize. It just depends on the producer, I would say. For example, Viper games, it's very heavy mission based. Every half hour, you're getting 4 mission drops. So within a full hour, you have 8 missions that are on the field, at once. So being able to be organized, know who has your mission cards, what teams have your MOSs that you need to complete those missions, and just not running around your box with your head chopped off. Really, it's just it's key. There's some people, if they trying to command a 1,000+ player event like Living Legends, let's say, it can get pretty hectic, especially when you're trying to manage that many people to go where they want you to go, and where you want them to go. What I meant to say. And some people just can't handle it, and anxiety goes up, or they're freaking out, and it just doesn't. They'll know because it reflects when they're getting their call in saying, "Oh, this mission's complete," or "This not," things like that. So I believe being organized, getting the missions out as soon as they get there to your, reliable teams that are going to be there to actually make sure they give it 110% to complete those missions, and just again being organized. That's the biggest thing, because if not, you're going to be very chaotic in the box, and it's just going to be a bad time, really.
Nice. Okay, so Prime Suspects Paintball said they're going to try to make Tombstone, and if we do, they're going to try to take you up in the offer. How awesome is that?
Hell yeah. Hey, I don't mind that, man. Like I said, I want to teach as many people as I can just so that we can have some fresh faces in these boxes. It's just I see the same old guys that are commanding event after event after event. And, I'm sure they want to play paintball, though, too. So give some
I just want to go out and shoot
people. Try. Yeah, absolutely.
And biscuits and gravy and tacos. And Texas barbecue. Because nothing against Canada. I love it up here, and we have some great food up here. Like, you have to come up north to actually try Canadian poutine to really appreciate what I'm talking about. But I can't get biscuits and gravy up here. I got a couple places that make some pretty wicked tacos, but you can't get biscuits and gravy. And Texas barbecue is just weak because it's just not the same. You don't get the white sauce.
No, it's not the same.
So, other than Tombstone, are you guys looking forward to any other specific events coming up?
Yeah, actually, the most recent one would be in June, and it's actually going to be at the same field in Oklahoma, but it's a G.I. Joe game, and actually,
cool.
One of my other captains on my team, Phil Ramirez, he's actually commanding that event. Other than that, that's going to be our first big one that we're going to be looking forward to attending after all this coronavirus crap, and after that, let's see. We got a couple local games in Houston at a field called TXR. We'll be attending some games there, and maybe a couple CPX games like Dreaded Legends and stuff like that.
Right. That's awesome. Well, I know that as far as big games go, I was really looking forward to making it out to Monte Casino. That was I really wanted to make that. Bud Orr and Dan Colby. Bud Orr is no introduction required. Mm-hmm. And Dan Colby, who I shouldn't require any introduction, but he was Air America and now Immortal Air, right? They're the two generals, and because Andy Starrett, my good friend, one of the team captains of Alley Remembered Denver Expendables, and he's the guy in charge of the Alley Remembered Foundation. He got invited by Bud to come out and play. And so Dan Colby got on the horn with me, and he goes, I know Andy's a good player. We need you on my side. And both of those guys are directors. Sorry, I'm just not in my right head tonight. Anyway, both of those guys are directors for the Alley Remembered Foundation. So it's going to be Purple squaring off against Purple. So I was really looking forward to that. It's been postponed till June, so hopefully I'm still able to make it, but we shall see. And Paintball Jake says, me and the Yeti squad went last year, and we were the savior of the event. Okay, you're going to have to explain which event. Oh, and this is July 25th and 26th. You still can. So maybe I'll make it to Monte Casino in July. We shall see.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. So, Rosa, what about you and Everett? Actually, I shouldn't say Rosa. What about you two? What?
We're really hoping to make it to Joe's. My job, so I work in mortgage assistance, and so that means I have to be pretty careful about what I'm doing just because I manage my department and we have a lot of people who need our help. So I'm trying to be very careful about what we do, but I'm hopeful that we can start going out and hitting some events, and getting some time away from the office will definitely be a good thing. So we're very hopeful to make it down there because the guys at Avid are such a blast.
Awesome. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just copying something that was sent to me here.
Sure.
And so please keep talking.
You don't make it to Battle of Midway or anything, Sebastian?
No, that one I don't. Right now, my schedule is kind of iffy because with all this going on, I ended up losing one of my off days. So now I have to work Saturdays. And usually I have Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So that all works perfect with paintball.
Yeah.
But now that I have to start working Saturdays just because we're having special procedures and we're kind of down a man. And so it just depends. If I'm able to get somebody to cover a Saturday for me, then yeah, I'll go out.
All right, so I don't know if you guys all know who William Bailey is, or Bill Bailey is, right?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
He's one of the premier producers of big games.
Okay.
Anyway, he sent me this. Now, if I can just figure out how to get this up, because we were talking about Monte Casino, so I'm going to give it a plug just because I can. So, boom, there we go.
Oh,
it's now July 25th, 26th, 2020.
Sweet.
Which I think is pretty awesome. If you got Seabass, if you want to send me your link for Tombstone, don't hesitate to send it on Facebook, and I'll make sure I try to pop it up a little bit, and we'll pop it up a few times through the talk just to see if we can get you a little more traffic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So Paintball Jake, you said that you and Yeti Squad went last year. Where did you guys go? So I'm just referring to this here. What event were you guys the savior of? And there we go. Okay. There is the answer. The second day of Monte Casino was rained out, and the Yeti Squad and I were basically the only group that were there. We had to have the Yeti Squad split in half, so we were on opposite sides. Gotcha.
They're used to that weather, though, man. They always play in like the snow and stuff. I'll be seeing those YouTube videos. I'm like, man, that looks cold.
Yeah.
July should be nice then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we play in snow, ice, and everything up here. And I'll be honest, I don't mind playing in the snow, especially now that there's compressed air. Back in the days when we were using bulk CO2 canisters, that was just nasty.
It was terrible,
the balls would or the tanks would freeze up, and you'd have like big crusty, especially if you were shooting an autococker, because all the pneumatics would just ice over. It was insane. But I think what I don't like playing is in the spring, at least up here, because there's still a little bit of ice in the forests. Everything is muddy. Nothing's dried out, and the bugs come out something fierce. So you're playing in this black fly mosquito infested swamp, and it's just pass. I'll still do it, but so. Oh, we got a message here, or I got a message here. Oh, that's from Sebastian. Awesome.
Yep. I sent you the Tombstone one, and then the Joe's game that's in June, just in case, if anybody's interested.
All right, so 1 second. Let me just get Tombstone here.
You gonna be there for both days?
The June one, it depends with work. But Tombstone, absolutely.
Yeah, we're there for sure.
Yeah, I like Tombstone just because it's in October and it's very cool in Oklahoma in that time of year.
Yeah.
June, it's pretty damn hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hit Beach Bash last year, man. It was some good times, but it was hot.
It was hot,
and rainy.
Yeah, it did rain.
Okay, so Robert Hansen said that he liked to stick the valve on my Automag in my armpit to unfreeze it in the winter with CO2. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate, although I never used an Automag. I should say never, but I rarely. I was more of an autococker guy. No, when it came to playing in the winter, I always tried to play with pump guns because that was just the most reliable. You wouldn't overfreeze, and so you didn't have the same kind of firepower as you normally would, but at least it worked consistently throughout the whole day. So there we go. So we got Tombstone and we got Joe's. So there is the Joe's. Yay!
Yeah,
that's awesome. And then here is Tombstone.
That poster came out good, man.
Yeah, that's a good. Charles Dean did that poster. He's the owner of Max Sports that does jerseys and pants and stuff like that.
Okay. I think we heard of
that game poster. Came out really, really good.
Yeah, it did.
Awesome. So what kind of gear are you guys looking forward to coming out in the near future? Like, is there anything specific that you guys are looking for? Like paintball guns or masks, or is there anything you guys are looking to upgrade to?
For me, not right now. I'm looking forward to see if GI will come out with something to replace the Vank, because it seems like they kind of removed the Vanquish.
Okay.
So I have a Vanquish right now, but I have a feeling maybe something will come out in the future.
Now, I'm not that familiar with the Vanquish. Is it spool or poppet?
Spool.
Okay. And because I know that GI Sports is really doing well with their Axe and the new 6, especially the new 2.0, which are wicked. But 6, those are all poppet.
Yeah, the 6, I think at first they had some issues with it, but I think it had something to do with O-rings or something like that. And
they had a little bit of bolt stick, and they changed that. And I wrote the article on it. I should know this. I'm just on overload. Yeah, they changed a little bit with it. There was less wear. Not that it wasn't fantastic the way it was and solid, but they made it for a little less wear. And they changed the ASA on-off valve, so it was a little sturdier. And they changed the grip, so everything was a little bit sturdier. And they changed the brightness on the display, because the way it was set stock, it was just a little too hard to read in the sunlight. And they changed the dwell to make the shots a little more consistent. And they also changed the battery because the battery would rattle around, so they put a little bit of foam in and stuff. That's all they really did. There was very little they did on the 6 to make it better. It's just there was a few concerns that players had. They told them, and they fixed it. I would love to get my hands on a 6 and give that thing a whirl. I've told certain people that the powers that be that if any ever come their way, bring it to me. I will test it out. I will write a good solid review. So Steve Rabikoff, if you're watching or you watch this later,
Yeah,
Send it my way.
that would be my next marker for sure, probably.
I am very partial to the black, white, and gold because loud and proud is just how I like to roll. And they don't come in purple, so I'd go with the black, white, and gold. But yeah. What about Everett, Rosa? What do you guys think? Are you guys looking for anything new?
I think I keep going back and forth on my sidearm, but I think I'm gonna probably stick with the Tip-X and just upgrade to a Kite-X holster, so that it's a little more secure, a little easier to draw. So I think that's probably my next move. My awesome friend Zach, who I think is watching right now, built me a pump, so I'm really excited to get out and start using that. Yeah, he is amazing. He knows everything about every gun and can fix them all. He's an awesome guy to have on our squad. I'm not sure. I haven't got to see it yet.
It's
what?
I think it's autococker based.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he just like Legos it together and makes them work, man. They're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have 3 Sniper 2s. Well,
nice.
2
Sniper 2s and 1 Sniper 1.5. I don't know if you guys do you guys know much about the history of the autocockers and the snipers prior to?
I know what was in the history of paintball because I watched it this weekend.
Awesome. Wasn't that great?
Oh my God. It was so good. We saw the Popular Unknown logo and we're like, yes, team.
I didn't see it in the actual, I didn't see my logo in the actual movie.
Yeah, it's towards
I saw it in the trailer.
It comes through quick, but we were like, yeah.
Awesome. Well, when Bud Orr created his autocockers, and don't peg me to the actual number, or sorry, when Bud Orr created his snipers originally, don't peg me to the actual numbers, but he liked how the PMI based guns shot. And so he basically built a body that was internally designed similar to the PMI, Piranha, PGP, that style of paintball gun, except that it was a bigger block. You could adjust parts to it, and you could remove barrels. And his original one also was able to change calibers, which I thought was pretty cool. You could just swap pieces out. And he only made a few of them. I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure who said that, but hey, back. One of you guys can look on Facebook and tell me who said that so I can get their name out. Great. Anyway, everybody liked the ones that he built so much that he came out with another run, slightly upgraded. And you had the option, they had these ribbed barrel, and it had a wood Thompson stock that came off the back. So, and there was about a few thousand that were made. Not a whole lot, but it was a few thousand. And I've got one of those, but my wood stock got stolen long time ago, and the actual barrel was all scuffed up and stuff. Like, I bought it secondhand, and it had been well used, let's say, in sandy environments and stuff, and the bore was all scuffed and whatnot. But I have one of those, so that's why I say 1.5. But there was only a limited number of those made, and then they kicked out the Sniper 2s, and the Sniper 2s there was lots made, and I have 2 of those. Then there was a Sniper 3, which is kind of weak. I'm sorry, Bud, love you, but I hated the Sniper 3s. It was basically a mini, but instead of having the pump underneath the barrel, it wrapped around the barrel. So there was a post, and then the pump wrapped around it, and then there was still the cocking arm. And I tried one. I don't like it. I've never been a fan of autococker minis anyway. I like having the gas block, not yeah. So
yeah. I have actually an autococker that I had 2. I got rid of one, but I have one still. Never been shot before. Brand new 2003 WGP autococker.
Nice.
At all.
Why not?
I actually got it from Steve. How do you pronounce his name? Ballenbach, or not sure. He's from Social. He used to be back in the day with like Key Sports and all that. And 1 year at Wayne's World, we went for a grand finale, and Viper was commanding, so we went up there to support him. And he set up a vendor booth basically, but it was basically his garage sale. So all the crap that he has gotten from the years of being in there in the industry, he was getting rid of it. So he had like 5 of these, and I bought 2 of them.
Nice. Now, is it just the standard black one, or is it something special?
No, it's just standard, but it's all red.
Okay,
all
so it's the red one.
Yeah, all red and black.
And that's they all had center feed at that point in time. They didn't have the right feed or the left feed, correct?
This one's the center one, yeah.
Right. 2003. That wasn't the one with the extra small swing trigger, was it? Or does it still have the sliding trigger and the plastic frame? Well, not plastic, but the high-end resin.
Around the trigger, you're saying?
Yeah.
I think so. Actually, I might have a picture.
I'm just wondering if it was the trilogy or if it's an actual, like, before they started changing it.
Yeah, let me see here. I'll show you real quick.
Kevin Donaldson. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Paul Ballenbach. There we go.
Ballenbach. Paul. Yes.
If anybody knows, it's Kevin Donaldson.
Yep. Not Steve. I said Steve.
All right, so hold on one second here. Let me just see. There we go. I am going to send Kevin a request. See if he wants to join in. He might not, but it says it has the blade. There we go.
Where are you?
So yeah, for those of you that are just joining in, today's show is a train wreck. Flat out. I admit it freely. I'm not even going to try to hide that fact. We're just friends talking paintball. I just know that on Wednesday nights, I want to go live. And my guest, unfortunately, couldn't make it out. So I'm going live, and anybody that wants to join, speak up in the comments and tell me. I'll send out some links. And let's see if we can get a few people in here and ask questions. Like Seabass was super nice to offer, and then I guilted Everett and Rosa in. I had to twist their arms. Right. Yeah, it was total guilt trip. Like you guys were just walking in the comments. It was just me and Seabass. We were all alone. I'm like, oh, get Everett and Rosa in.
We're always
so
happy to join
we've
them.
got Canada and Texas, and I know it's
Kansas.
It is Kansas, right? And then there we go. And Canada. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I got so many people flying through my head.
I sent you a picture of the autococker, by the way.
Oh, did you? All right, well, let's take a look at that and see what... there we go. Yeah, that's okay, yep. I see what that one is. I guess I better call it up now just to be... so I can share it with everybody else.
Sure.
I'm funny that way. I am not a fan of red or blue paintball guns. I know how stupid that sounds, but for whatever reason, I do not like red or blue paintball guns.
She's always about the red and black, man.
That's me.
All her stuff.
I have red and black for my speedball gun, and then my sidearm is pink and black.
All right, so there's...
Will be.
There is the autococker.
Cool,
and those things are fantastic. I love those. My best friend, he's all about red gear. Jimmy, he just loves it to death. I personally don't like it. Give me black, give me green, give me orange, weird colors, gold. But when it comes to red or blue, I don't want it. Don't own it. Just nope. Not saying they look ugly. Not saying other people can't enjoy them. But for me, none of my paintball guns, with the exception of one, are red or blue. I have one Wargame Products Ranger, which was the electronic spider knockoff. And it was given to me a long time ago. And I kept it because it's a Wargame Products paintball gun and it's relatively rare. But yeah, I don't have it.
My memory of the autococker was just getting wrecked because I used to be a rental player back then. Just getting tore up.
I think that was my first marker too, was an autococker from like Academy.
Yeah, mine was a Titman 98, and I had like a long barrel on it because I thought for some reason that made all the difference in the world at that time.
Well, but that was marketing. There were so many people out there back in the day that were saying a longer barrel meant sniper rifle and you could get a more accurate shot. And
Sure.
so many people believed that. And the truth is, back then, for the longest time, even now, they did tests, and all you need, and I know everybody's going to go rude. It's just coming. Oh, I just set myself. I know, but I just wrecked. Anyway. The first 9 inches are all that matters on a paintball barrel as far as getting the paintball up to speed. That's all that matters. And then after that, everything else. Now, I know a lot of porting helps with venting the air so that the ball stabilizes a little bit and becomes more round. At least that's one theory. There's also the theory that the porting releases the air so you don't get as much of a pop. There's also the theory that because the air is dispersed and it's more round, when it hits the hard air wall of exiting the barrel, it doesn't want to automatically go off in a different direction. Like if you throw a pebble into water and it changes direction, that sort of thing. There's a whole lot of conflicting stats, and I don't really know which is actually true or not. But what I do know without a shadow of a doubt is that the first 9 inches are all you need to get a paintball up to speed to shoot accurately, and that is as per Tom Kay and as per Bud Orr and as per Dale, who used to own Bow Barrels. It was just that. Now, I always personally liked a 14-inch barrel because that balanced my autococker off. It had nothing to do with accuracy or distance because I had longer and I had shorter, and they all shot equally well. But when I had 14-inch barrel and I held it in my hand, the gun just moved the way I wanted it to, and it was all about balance for me. So that's why I did what I did.
Yeah, I think the same goes for First Strike too. I talked to the guy from Lapco in depth when I was building all my MagFed stuff and her stuff, and I want to say he said about the same thing.
I knew it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time. Anyway, so Rosa, with your Kydex, are you going to make the Kydex yourself?
No, I am crafty, but I'm like crafty, like I can sew and knit. So I'm not that kind of crafty.
Well, did you have you ever researched on how Kydex works?
I've looked into it a little bit, and then it just seemed like a rabbit hole that I was never going to come out of. And I'm very invested in Animal Crossing right now. So,
well, I was looking at it a few years ago because I thought it was something interesting that I would be interested in doing for a number of knives that I have that are a bit older and the sheaths are shot. And I haven't put that completely out of my mind, but I do plan on getting back to it at some point, but it's not a priority. But all you do with Kydex is you can order the sheets like online from eBay or Amazon, wherever you like to buy them. And you get what you want to form. And what you do is you just have to get some foam and a basic press, like some boards on hinges. And you just heat it. So when you press it down and you heat it in an oven, and it just forms around it. And then once that's done, you just drill holes where you want the holes to be and just get pop rivets and set it. And that's all there is to it. I know that sounds extra easy. But I was wondering, because I remember that we talked a while back and I suggested that you put it upside down on your... And I figured, maybe if you're going to use Kydex, maybe make your own. That way it'd be custom. You did it yourself. All bragging rights. All right. So we've got PCP in the house. Awesome. I'm not sure who that is, but awesome. Maybe it's PCP, but I don't know if that's a person or a team.
Probably
and then we've got...
Posse.
Pardon?
Probably Psycho Clown Posse from Cali.
Awesome. And we've got Hey Y'all, What's Up? Awesome. Now we've got Bear Tactical Kydex makes legit stuff for real steel and paintball sidearms. Product quality is great. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
And
I think one of the places I've been looking at.
awesome. And then somebody says, wow, what, Seabass? So
Brandon Page. Yeah, that's the guy that I was talking about earlier. That he was my opponent commander for last year's Legends.
Awesome. Okay, so I mentioned this before. If anybody wants to join in, seriously, if any of you want to join in on this train wreck, please do, because we're fighting for content. Everett and Rosa are just throwing me a bone here because this show is just but my regular guest quit, and I want to make sure that I'm always up no matter what. So I figured let's fake it till we make it. And Seabass was just awesome enough to say, hey, I'll join in, because he doesn't know me very well and he's already regretting it. You can tell by the weird look behind his beard. And okay, somebody says here, my ears were burning. I'm in. Okay, get on Brandon Page. So let me just zip back to Facebook here. So you guys talk amongst yourselves while I play Facebook. I know you can still see me, but I'm trying to see who said I'm in. That's what I want to know.
Brandon Page.
Brandon Page. All right, where is he?
He might be working.
He probably is.
He's at the airport by himself right now.
Nice.
All right, well, let's send him a link if he wants to join in. There we go. So he's got a link.
I know he does a couple events too. I think that he kind of helps promote or has his own promotion with it. Not quite sure, but
yep, he does.
He does some stuff up north.
And then NJ means Patel says, haha, you meme target. I didn't think that was on there. Yeah. All right. So there we go. So Brandon Page, I have sent you a request. Join in if you would like. Hey. Dude, there we go.
Oh, wait. I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
And he's out again.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, he couldn't hear us, so he didn't have a full lock. So he's just logging out and he's going to log right back in again.
Okay.
Cool.
So you guys were saying that, I'm sorry, who said that they had their autococker was one of their first guns?
Me.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and did you like it? You guys like it, or you just don't want to use them anymore? Or what do you guys use now? Oh, actually, I know what Everett uses now, but Seabass, what do you play with?
My main gun is a Vanquish.
Right. You told me that.
And my backup marker is an Axe 2.0.
Nice. And Everett, what is it that you're using? You're mostly using
I use a lot of
MG100,
stuff,
right?
Yeah, I love the MG100. That one's really good. I got the 4.68 bolt action sniper thing going on just to have fun with. And then I just bought a G-Tech off one of my friends.
Okay.
Zach, actually. So I'm excited to try that because I haven't even gotten to try it yet this year.
Well, and what do you guys think your first game is going to be, Everett?
I don't know. We're talking to Cecil, the owner out here, and hopefully he's going to open back up with everything going on, but not 100% sure yet. And it might just be kind of like a reservation thing. I know he's kind of kicking some ideas around, so hopefully soon, but I don't know at this point, really. You know, we're both essential workers, so.
Right. And sorry, I had a thought. By the way, Rosa, I'm still going to send you that headband, by the way. All the
she's
roosters.
Excited about that.
I just haven't gotten around to getting out because Corona and stuff. So there's hours, and I went by the post office and it was like lined out. I was just like, But yeah, for those of you that don't know, and this is not something I talk about often, but back in the early 2000s, I had this dream of making my own headband company, and I did, and I called it Mugnut, and it was absolutely awesome. And I actually sold a lot. I sold a few hundred headbands, which was great. I mean, they were only $15, and I stitched them all myself. And I found a few the other day, and I posted them up on my Facebook group. And Rosa was like, the rooster one's so cool because there's one that's just all roosters because I'm a cocky guy, and so I wanted to have, and so I have a spare rooster headband. I mean, it has been used, but only very rarely. If you actually see pictures of me playing in Vegas, I created a headband, and I forget what I called it, but back when I used to play back in the day, there was what we all used to wear was actual military tourniquet slings. And so it was a big triangular piece of cloth. And it was just this olive drab, and it wicked sweat, and it was absolutely amazing. If you watch old Vietnam movies, things like that, they're always wearing that green with the big knot on the back. Mm-hmm. And that was literally a military arm sling that could be used as a bandage or used as a tourniquet or used as a sling. It was this triangular thing. So I made this big black triangular one, and it has almost like a chain link fence on it. And it's got a little mug nut. And that's what I tend to wear the most because I'm going bald. I always wear the hat so that you guys aren't blinded by the glare. It's all about you guys. I'm not vain. I just don't want to disrupt your viewing pleasure. But I always wear this triangular one. So I very rarely just wear a normal headband. Okay, Kathleen said, what is the date on the Tombstone event? Well, I'm glad you asked because somebody was nice enough to send me that.
I think
so there is the Tombstone event, Kathleen.
Yeah. Isn't it always the first weekend of October is what they said?
That's what they usually try to hold it, is that first weekend.
Yeah.
Now, I had a question and I lost it. I got talking about headbands.
Aside from that being a total like badass headband, dude, like props to you. I got some really good jokes in off of it too. So
absolutely. Well, see, that was the whole point of making it. I would go to the material store and I would first of all, I wanted a certain quality of cotton because I like cotton. I'm just that guy, and I like how it pulls away. And then I got really thick terry cloth towels. Like I got the biggest, fluffiest ones I could, and I cut those up and I stitched them in. And then I made sure that most people's headbands are about that wide, like about 1.5 inches. I made mine extra thick. So I made it so it reached way up. And I did that because I always felt that it would come up a little bit off the top of my head and the sweat would actually wick up and it would cool. So it was almost like a heat sink, if you will. And I always felt like my forehead was cooling. Plus, being a tournament paintballer, having a wider, big padded area on your noodle is a good thing. So anyway, so I had this giant wide headbands, and I had a lot of tournament players really, really liked them. And a lot of them were actually doubling up. And there was all sorts of really cool colors I had. The tie-dye one with the flowers, which was like purple and blue, that's probably one of my favorite headbands to wear if I'm not wearing. And yes, I know it's like a hippie kind of hippity-dippity, but I don't know. It's just loud, proud, and well endowed, and that's just how I roll. So, all right. Phil Murillo is joining the fun. Yeah, absolutely. And there we go. Finally, what up, guys? There we go.
What's up?
Yeah, I think he's going to want to join in.
Is he? All right. Yeah. Let me see if I can get to him here.
Hey, Rosa sent you a message too, by the way.
He sent me a message?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I replied to it.
Okay.
And let's see. Is Phil? There we go. Oh. I am trying. So you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Shut down the computer and restart it. Okay, fine. What's the craziest thing that happened in your paintball career, Steve? Or Sebastian? My bad, man.
Either is good.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. There's one story that I always told people that it's kind of one of my memorable events, and it's actually happened at a scenario event, and it was just a way of tricking people. So I'll let you know. So one event, this is back in Houston. I can't remember the event. Actually, I think it might have been a Halo game that was hosted there by Viper, and it was nighttime, and we're a big night squad. We enjoy playing night play. We have MVGs, thermals, stuff like that. And this one event, it was late in the evening, probably about like 8, 9 o'clock, pitch black, and we didn't have a mission. So it was about 4 of us, and we were just like, what do you want to do? And we're like, all right, let's just go mess with the commander's base. So we start making our way over there, and this is like on a 50-acre field. And we start walking, we start approaching the opponent's command base. And as we're coming up to it, I had a guy come up behind me. I saw him, and I was like, "What? Who's that?" And then as soon as he walked up to me, I barrel tagged him. And he was like, "Damn, I was going to get you." And I was like, nope, too slow. So he ends up walking off to go reinsert. So at this point, we're like, okay, we need to make a move now because he's probably going to open his mouth and tell people, hey, we have enemy right outside our base.
Yeah.
So there's 4 of us. One of the guys goes in, no problem. Second guy goes in, no problem. My third guy goes in, no problem. I walk in, and I get a huge spotlight placed at me. And they're like, what color are you? And I'm like, we were red. And I was like, I'm blue. He's like, show me your player card. I'm like, okay, hold on. So I get down on one knee, and I'm like, at this point, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what am I going to do? There's like 30 guys surrounding this base, and they all have their markers pointed at me, and they want me to show them my player card. And so here I am falling through my pockets, just trying to just to buy some time so I can think of something. And then all of a sudden, some guy walks up to me, and he's pointing his marker. He's like, show me your player card. And I look up, and I realized it was one of my own guys that had walked in first. He comes pointing at me, and I'm like, holy crap. So I whipped out my microfiber, and he was like, he's good. He's blue. And so everybody just avoided me. And so then we started base security. We ran base security for them. A mission dropped. I went up to the enemy base. Had the other commander hand me a mission card to complete, which I ended up just taking it with me and scrubbing it and returning it to my own commander. And then we ended up all deading their base like 2 or 3 times while we were there. It was great. That's one that I will never forget.
That's crazy, man.
All right, so we've got a couple people join us. Phil, I muted you for a second. We're getting a lot of feedback. So if you can get some earbuds, and that way everything will be it's Phil. We just need grab you some earbuds, my friend. Can you hear us, buddy?
Yes.
Awesome.
I think my other Facebook page was still going. That's what the feedback was.
It could be, but you're just getting we're just getting a little feedback. So whatever's going on in the room, that's what's coming up. But welcome, and B-Rad. Always a pleasure.
Always.
It's been too long.
Yeah, well, what? I got Dreadnought playing with me right now. I'm at his house right now. At the
None of them there? What was that?
What's that?
So I have a technical question. So I'm actually on the StreamYard website. Should I be on the Facebook website?
It doesn't matter. I sent you the link. That's all you need to be on. You just click on it, and it takes you right in. And so you'll be on StreamYard website, sort of, but yeah.
Okay. It just doesn't show the comments, I guess, correctly.
Okay. It
It
should.
doesn't matter. I can see the comments. I just can't type in. But
no, you
fine.
can't. That's one of the things you can't do, unfortunately. But if you look, there's a little thing under there that says private chat. But the nice thing, but the nice thing is that now that you're live, if you get a comment, you don't actually have to type in. You're part of the elite now amongst all of us, and you can actually just say it, and you don't have to use the keyboard. The only person that really has to do keyboard stuff is this loser.
You got Seabass hashtag the real MVP, and you got B-Rad hashtag multi-time loser. I mean, that's all you need. That's it.
Oh, we're just gonna log out, man. Shit.
Really?
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Now hold on. Do not forget Rosa and Everett.
Well, I don't know Rosa and Everett, so I'm not gonna, comment
I'm just messing with you, man.
on all the grub he's got going. He looks young though, so I'll give him that. As you can see, this is all I can grow, and it's all gray.
Well, mine's not all gray, but I've got skunk stripes.
Yeah, I see that.
Beard comparison
Character.
going on.
Which, as far
Mine
as
used to
I'm
be long. I got a
concerned,
little streak there.
Yeah.
you need to full on skunk stripe, baby.
Yeah, well, that's full on Santa. So I mean,
So, did you say you had a technical question?
no, we're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It was about the comment team and whatnot, but no, I just wanted to get on here and give B-Rad some crap and back up on my man Seabass. Y'all said y'all didn't have nothing to talk about. Man, I could talk for days.
All right. Well, now you said your piece.
Oh!
That's okay. That's okay.
Awesome.
All right with that. Still got more wins than B-Rad. So we're all right.
That's all right.
All right. So,
It's all fun.
Phil, I'm not that familiar with you. I see Texas Brigade, and
Can't hear.
so your name's Sign Pump. So who can't hear what?
I heard my captain was getting some crap, so I had to pop in here. What was that?
Don't mess with my bodyguard.
I'm out though.
You didn't lay him off for COVID?
No, it didn't.
He needs his protection.
We've been cleaning guns, and I've been going over a game here in Michigan in August, and so I was hanging out with him a little bit.
Is that Ghost Recon game or?
Yeah, Ghost Recon in August 23rd. So
Up in Michigan, right?
Yep, Hell Survivors.
There we go.
I love Hell Survivors. That is such a cool field. I've played it once, and I've refed it a couple times. I love it there.
Especially when people
B-Rad,
talk about that.
Whoa.
B-Rad, what other games are you guys planning on doing for the rest of the year?
Okay, so Living Legends, I was looking forward to 13, but that got postponed until next year, which is fine. Hey, it is what it is. I respect it. So that was was going to be our first game in Soldiers of Chaos schedule. Now it's going to be Global Conquest at Hell Survivors. That's replacing Armageddon, that Dean Allen Mission Masters. That one's going to be June 6th and 7th. Then we're going to Super Game Indiana, which is the last weekend of June. And then that's at Sherwood in LaPorte, Indiana. We got Monster Game, which is the last weekend of July. And that's the Michigan Monster Game. If you want to come up for that one, bring your own paint. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Then again, we're doing Soldiers of Chaos is actually reffing, but I'm also doing the producing, the writing for Ghost Recon. So the whole team's going to be reffing. They're going to be playing the role play. So like role players that I got written into this, they're going to be Soldiers of Chaos playing on the field, doing missions, and people are going to have to escort and defend them, protect them. There's so much going on in that game. It's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait. And the last game we're doing is GI World versus the GI versus the World. Mark, my bodyguard, he's commanding that game. So, we're also commanding Russia for Global Conquest first week of June.
Nice.
We got a few maybe surprise games we're gonna show up at. We'll let you know or not let you know.
Wasn't that the whole point of a surprise? Is not telling
It
someone?
is a surprise. I don't want to give away anything.
In October, and you're not going to be on my side.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
So
What are we talking about?
Ghost Recon is going to be awesome.
I said it was going to be awesome.
You said pretty good. It's going to be awesome.
See what I got to deal with? Close the door. I'm talking.
Are you coming down
No,
to
you weren't.
Avid for Tombstone?
Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. What's that?
Are you going to come down to Avid for Tombstone in October?
I really want to, but I think there's, Elijah, I'm still hoping he does it. I know he's going to do it. We're going to Hawaii 2021 for Hawaiian Legends.
Nice. We did that last year.
Yep. we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get there. I don't know, with all this COVID going on.
They changed the Hawaiian Legends to February so that you can, if anybody goes, that's whale watching season. So
yeah,
so it's a little something different. So I'm planning on going as of right now.
Cool.
See what happens with everything. Because even I don't know if it's happening in all you guys' neck of the woods, but the last few days have been pretty. There's a lot of changes happening for our events in our area. It seems like a lot of the promoters are kind of stepping on each other right now, trying to get all these games that were pushed off.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just going to be a lot. I just got asked today to command another game, and it would put me in like 3 games back to back in the next 4 weeks or so. And I'm like, man, I don't think I'm ready for that. So I'm wondering if it's like that with everybody else. Seabass, I didn't get to tell you, man. They just asked me if I would step up for the Black Hawk Down event.
Yeah, they actually they sent me a message too, asking me if I would command that.
Right.
With work, I can't get that weekend off. So
yeah, so it's crazy, and I heard another big game is going to get pushed off so it'll be like Black Hawk Down, then Red Dawn, then Cobra versus Joe's, and that's a busy schedule for just coming out of the Corona zone. I don't think people are ready for that.
Yep.
Well,
I feel you.
That was a big part of the conversation that B-Rad and I and a few other producers had on Sunday. That there's only so many weekends of the year, or only so many days of the year. It's not like there's 365 days, because then you got to reduce it to weekends, and there's only so many legitimate times where you can play. So with everything getting pushed back, it's going to scale everybody down. And so tripping over people, it is what it is, but a lot of people are going to be concerned about traveling and whatnot. So I'm thinking that a lot of these big games are going to be, or sorry, not big games. I have been corrected. They're not big games, they're scenario games. A lot of these scenario games are going to be condensed, and they're not going to be as big. But I'm wondering if actually having a few less people playing these large scenario games are going to make it a little more fun. Because I know that the last big scenario game I played was at Wasaga Beach, and I think I want to say 1,500 people. Don't quote me on that. It could have just been 1,000, but it was a lot of people, and there was just so much paint flying. You'd pop up, you'd start shooting, and you'd drop, and I couldn't see who I hit or if I hit anybody, and it was just this big mess. Yeah. And nothing against a really big game like that, because it has an intensity all to itself. But I'm wondering if you make these scenario games a little bit smaller, you get more of that small game feel. You get to see what you did and how you did it, and you get to be more involved with the story. I'm wondering if that's going to actually make it a better, more memorable experience.
Yeah,
well, for me and Seabass, those are huge games. We don't, down here in our region, a big game is 500 or 600 players. So you're talking about like Living Legend status, Super Game, Ion, that we don't have that down here. So you are right though, because when we went to D-Day last, it was too big. We were like, it's too many people. And we have a lot more fun, like you're saying, 500, 600 people. It depends on how big the field is too. What's your person per acre, right? So if you've got a 50-acre field and you got 500 people on it, that's actually pretty good. If you got 1,100 people on a 50-acre field, that's too many. We've run into that here.
Nope.
And it's great, but like you said, there's too much people, I don't want to say cheating, not calling themselves out. You don't know actually if you're hitting. But that's a little tougher to run missions.
That's paintball, regardless of
right.
People always say, "Oh, tournament players cheat and scenario players don't," and there's not. It's like, you know what? It doesn't matter what area of paintball you play in. There's going to be those players that you just have to shoot twice. It's just that's just the way it is.
True.
Or 6 or 7 times. And
double tap.
Get out! Nope, ain't happening. Still staying.
I remember there was a field I used to ref back in the mid 90s, and I loved playing there, and I was really good friends with the owner, and we all had a really great time, and I was part of one of the teams that practiced there on a regular basis, and we had a player come in that was a tournament player from another team from another field, and he just came to play with us because every Sunday was open day and anybody could play, and he was not calling his hits. He was wiping and he was overshooting and whatnot. And the field owner had two players walk off saying, "We're not playing. This guy's being a doorknob, whatnot, the whole bit." And we had a rivalry, like my team versus this one guy's team. We had a rivalry during tournaments and stuff. And the owner just called us over and says, "Here's a case of paint. Load up and blow him off the field." And so I loaded up. I had an F1 Illustrator. I think most of us had F1 Illustrator. We all had semi-autos in any case. We had the 90-round view loaders and stuff. And so we all loaded up with a full pack, and we just sort of walked out on the field. We found him, and we just started shooting. And the minute the loaders unloaded, we just pulled the pods, loaded up, and we just kept shooting. And
Did he learn his lesson?
How many times we hit that guy? But there was 5 or 7 of us. It was that, and it was like a tombstone slow motion walk with the guys just sort of walk out, they pull up, and we just didn't stop shooting. It was just get off our field, and that was just the end of it. He never came back.
I don't blame him.
Cheaters, those they get under my skin bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that about the old days. Like, I mean, you can't do that now with guns that shoot as fast as they do, because that had hurt somebody. And I'm pretty sure we could have hurt him as it was, but we bonus balled him at a half. But no, we were standing up and he was running off the field. We were still shooting.
Line him up.
But I miss stories like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I'm really not enjoying how paintball is now, because how paintball is now is fantastic. I love the tech, like my Spire 3. I know that sounds stupid, but that loader is just the best. And I can't wait to get a hold of one of the controls, because it all pops out with magnets and rechargeable batteries. And oh, hell yeah. I'm loving all this new gear, and I'm loving how reliable everything is. But there's just that wild west, make your own laws, make your own rules, you ref yourselves kind of camaraderie. I miss that.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's how we grew up in the woods. You know, the town that I used to live in, it was just so small, but somehow, like, we'd get like 40 of us out in the woods just playing, and there wouldn't be any refs. You know, it was just like, hey, this is what we're playing, let's just play.
Right.
You know, and some might be shooting like 400, you know, and the other people might be shooting 200, but we didn't care. We just played, man.
Right.
All right. So somebody chimed in here. Hey, if you're ever looking for refs to your event, let me know. I have a crew and we travel. I'm not sure who said that.
Brownie Brown.
Brownie Brown. Okay. Well, Brownie Brown, these are the people to talk to. So, and a hush falls over the room.
I can't.
Yeah. Where
are you at?
Where am I? I am located just east of Toronto, Canada.
Oh, okay. Canadian,
and Rosa and Everett are from Kansas. Seabass is Texas. B-Rad, I forget.
Michigan.
There we go. Hey, so we're only a few hours away from each other.
Yep.
I'm about a 4-hour drive to Detroit.
Rosa and Everett, what's your home field?
Extreme Crossfire in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Hutchinson.
But we're like,
how close is that to like Kansas? I mean, sorry, Kansas City.
I mean, it's in Kansas.
Kansas City. We're about 3.5, 4 hours south of Kansas City. We're an hour from Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Avid, where Tombstone is, we're about a 3-hour drive.
Oh, lucky.
Okay. Have you guys been to any of those Missouri games, like the Cave Ball and Monte Casino?
I miss Cave Ball this year. I wanted to go. We had a bunch of friends that went up there. I did go up for one of my friend's son's birthday party. Sorry. and we played some cave ball down there. I mean, it wasn't the cave ball game, but we shot some people up down there for sure. That's a different experience. It's pretty cool.
I want to go to that so bad.
Yeah. It's cool. And like when we went there, they separated the groups. When we went, you could have mechanical, and it could be however fast you pull the trigger, it could go. But to kind of let the runners like keep up too, man. I ran MagFed, and it was some of the most fun that I had in a while. Just because everybody was pure mechanical, everybody was chopping the same rounds. Everybody was shaking their hoppers, what have you. It was just a bunch of craziness. But it was a good time, man.
Awesome.
I want to get out to.
Have you been to Avid?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went down there for Beach Bash last year and for Tombstone last year.
Yeah.
Beach Bash. Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what's up there.
Yeah.
Y'all coming back to Tombstone this year?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll be there.
Awesome.
My days off are on the calendar.
So I'm generally in a game in June there, the Cobra versus Joe's.
Yeah.
So if y'all can make it out to that, come play for me.
Okay.
Yeah, did you say this one?
Hey,
there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
And then for Tombstone, play for Seabass. There we go.
Yeah. He already recruited us, so we'll be there for that one
for sure.
Nice. Yeah. So in case Steve, if you don't know, the brigade commander thing, that's what we started a couple years ago when they started the brigade program, and so I just try to help promote down here in the Texas region, and obviously we travel all over the place. And now Sebastian is also an official Texas Brigade commander. So we have a few brigade commanders, and what we do is we give out these patches. We make patches for brigade events.
Oh, cool.
So that's we're trying to do this big comeback with the patches. And if you sign up for the brigade program, it's only $25, and you get a membership ID with your picture, and you get a hat and a tech shirt and a membership patch. And then every brigade event that you make, you get another brigade patch. And like I guess I don't know if you're close to Flag Raiders, but there's one or two events there that are brigade events. And then down in Hell Survivors, the brigade events. You could B-Rad is pretty much he shares the Michigan Brigade Commander title with Mad Frog.
That's
so
nice.
Those two guys, do a lot. And me and Sebastian, we do a lot down here in the South, and it's just something fun to do. And you can see Sebastian showing off all those patches.
Because they all mean something. So like you have all your events. So when you have a brigade event, you have a special patch that's just for that event.
That's
cool. And
Man.
Then you have these achievement patches, basically. So you have like here you have your commander patch, trifecta. So every 3 games that you attend to at a brigade event, you get yourself a trifecta patch, and then you got rockers depending on there. And then you got a Snake Eater, which is either for MVT or MVP. Good Cookie, as if you get a sportsmanship award in a brigade event. Recruiter, if you recruited people to sign up for the brigade. Puddle Pirate, that's if you cross a body of water to get to an event. So if you cross like a major body of water, which I got that when we went to Hawaii. And then Minister of Death, that's one is if you get a most formidable opponent award. And then there's a bunch of other ones too. I just haven't unlocked them yet. But
we were talking about that actually the other day because we just bought a Jeep, and
for
it's
paintball.
got for paintball pretty much, and it's got like it's not like Velcro, but the soft side of Velcro to like kind of dampen the sound and heat and stuff, like all over the roof and all over the back. So we've been taking our paintball patches and sticking them to the roof and all over the inside of our Jeep. So that'll definitely help out.
Yeah,
so
I told him I was like, we have to join brigade to get patches for my Jeep.
Oh yeah,
you won't be disappointed.
And the one thing too is when you sign up for the brigade, it's a one-time fee and it's lifetime after that. As long as they're doing the brigade program, you're in it. And every single year they draw names for brigade members to win big prizes like a full-out gear bag with marker, hopper, tank, pod pack, gear bag, all that.
Trip of your choice to any brigade
event. Of any brigade event as well.
See, now that would be cool. But now I live in a different country. Would that still count?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter.
And then it's everything, whatever game you want, they airfare, hotel, rental car, game, registration, the whole shebang. It's like the grand prize. And then they give out like every quarter, and so they give out like masks and markers, and there's all kinds of cool stuff. So it's just trying to get people, more involved. If you do go sign up, use referral code 9, and they'll send you something special.
Okay, 9.
That's my code, and I've got I've recruited over 300 people. So
oh snap, Seabass, what's your code? I see you
I
shaking.
got one.
Yeah, that's why I'm the Texas Brigade commander.
63.
But yeah, it's a good time because something else that we do at these events, we usually have player parties. So we'll have a budget that we can use. I mean, for our events that I handle in Texas, we'll always cook stuff. I'll do brisket. We'll do barbecue. We'll do all kinds of stuff. We'll have water. We'll juice. For Tombstone, you guys have been there. We did the steak cook-off on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the lip sync battle on Saturday. Some other events, they do like a beer garden exchange. So it's just, if you don't know anybody and you're the brigade, just, hey, who else is in the brigade? Hook up with them. So
Phil, you're making this a hard decision. I don't know if you heard earlier. I am a Texas girl. I grew up in Menard, Texas. So I was going to go 63, but then you brought up brisket. And like for my quinceañera, that's all I asked for is brisket.
So whose name do I put on the check?
Come on over to our tent. I usually cook between 2 and 4 brisket and bring out for my brigade people. And this is all, it's homemade and all the sides. That's one of the things Cobra is known for our killing and our cooking. So
Phil, we're about to be best friends.
Yeah, come on down. Love it. Yeah. And we do, whenever, even when we go out of town, that's one of the things that we do. B-Rad knows we'll get an Airbnb or a hotel. And we always try to put something together and get everybody together, go eat, go hang out. And
all I need is a patch of floor, airfare, and a case of paint.
Tacos and what was it? Gravy, biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy for breakfast, tacos or burritos for lunch. Actually, I like tostadas too, but they're pretty rare up here. And Texas barbecue, like brisket for supper. You have that, and you've got a happy popular unknown. I'm just saying, like those are my 3 favorite things.
Right before I got on with you guys, I had a venison sausage sandwich po' boy and some fresh made charro beans that my wife makes all the time.
Wait a minute. Phil, where are you in Texas?
I'm in Houston.
You're in Houston. Okay. So down in Eden, Texas, it's by San Angelo.
Okay.
There used to be a place. I don't know if it's still open. I haven't been there in a few years, but there's a place called Venison World.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I go all over the place. I actually do spend a lot of time up there. We used to have we had a rental property on Canyon Lake, and so so we love going up in that whole area. The hill country, all through there.
Oh yeah, that's where I grew up.
What's up, Raleigh?
Yeah, beautiful. I see Raleigh. What's up, Raleigh?
Oh, somebody else is watching. Yours must have been burning.
That's what it is.
There's Ryan
in the house.
Oh, you know what? Ryan Sexton's watching.
Earlier, y'all were talking about
Ryan.
The craziest things that we've done. We've had so many moments. What about our Cobra moment in Hell Survivor when our Hawaiian buddy stole my hoodie and they held it hostage? And you can find that on Facebook. It's all over the place. And that's where Raleigh, Not Me Raleigh came from. Not Me Raleigh helped abduct my hoodie. And they went and stole it and tried to hold it for ransom and said they weren't going to give it back till we came back to Legends. So we returned to Legends the following year, which was last year. And we crushed them and stomped those tadpoles right back into the river. And but they still didn't give me my dang hoodie back.
That's messed up. At least you beat them, I guess.
The one that took the hoodie was the one Hawaiian guy that was there. That it never gets cold in Hawaii. He took the hoodie.
Yeah.
Not stolen, removed from premises.
We were in Michigan. It was like 80-something degrees, and he was cold.
Yeah. That's another funny thing for us is the first time we went to Legends, which was way back, Legends 4. We land at the airport. Now here in Houston it was 90 something degrees, humid, 90% humidity. We touched down in Chicago and it was like 43 and windy. And we were all in shorts and t-shirts. We were like, what the heck? Yeah, we went straight to Target and bought some hoodies. We didn't know what to expect. That's one thing that's always interesting. Even when we went to Michigan for Legend, same thing. We touched down. We're ready at that. I mean, we knew to bring hoodies, but it's so strange when you leave Houston, 95 degrees, 90% humidity, and then you touch down in Michigan and it's 43 degrees, and they're talking about it snowed 2 weeks ago. And so
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's totally crazy.
It's probably about like you going to Vegas this last year. Huh?
Oh, Vegas was so awesome.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a trip. Yeah, like I walked out of a snowstorm, so I knew that I had to have a jacket because I had to get a ride from my house to the train, and then I had to take one train to the next train, and the next train to the airport, and then I took a plane, and then there was a layover, and then a second plane before I got to Vegas. So I've got this winter coat, and then when I get to Vegas, I'm just like,
yeah.
Has everybody been to Vegas?
It's been a long time.
Nope.
But yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe the whole place was surrounded by mountains.
Yep.
Like I was so blown away by how beautiful that city was. Like, and taco places everywhere.
I mean tacos.
Mountains and tacos and paintball, and it was just the best ever. And I know I've been harping about it since Vegas, but a friend of mine that I was crashing with, like I said, you give me a couch to sleep on, and I don't need to go to a hotel. I'd rather just crash with friends. But he took me to this place out in Boulder City, which is just outside of Vegas. Apparently, that was where they built the Hoover Dam. That's where everybody was living when they were building the dam. Yep. And there was this little place, and I wish I could remember what the name of it was called. But they had this thing called the Hangover, and it was 2 giant tea biscuits, and then fried sausage, and then egg, and then the whole thing was smothered in gravy, like the white country gravy, and then that was all covered in melted cheese. Oh, I have been craving one of those since March.
I'm hungry again.
Right?
Yeah, too, man.
And then for
smother
us,
my shoes
last
in
year
gravy and I'll eat them.
was the first times that we had the curds. Like I hear everybody talk about the curds.
Cheese curd.
I don't have that down here.
Curd.
And
everywhere up.
In Wisconsin, they're delicious.
Right. And then that other, what was it that Zach brought me? Mozzarella whips, I think is what he called them. So it was the cheese curds and the whips.
Raleigh says Mel's Diner.
I don't know. He brought them fresh. When we were at when I did Marvel versus DC last year in Indiana, and he brought them like 1 day old. He said the factory is like a processing plant down the street from his house. So, but that's something different for us. I mean, we're always scared to try the Mexican food up there. We don't see any Mexican restaurants.
No, you're out of here.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man. They're like, we're scared. Yeah, I mean, but same thing down here. You guys come down here and like, oh, y'all cheese sucks. All y'all eat is Velveeta and Kraft, and we don't. I don't know anything about cheese. Nacho cheese. That's about it.
Okay, so Phil, what you and I need to do? Have you got cheese curds down there now? Like you can get them.
No, I brought some with me. I don't know where you can get them down here.
Okay, because all right. So what I'll have to do is next time I come to Texas, I'll have to try to bring some good Canadian cheese curds. We got some great cheese places up here, and I'll bring some packets of poutine sauce.
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't had that.
Do you know what it is?
We'll trade you tacos.
Like a gravy, right?
Poutine sauce is like a gravy. So what you do is you get chip truck like fries. Like you actually have to make your own fries, not like McDonald's fries, but like actual
thick cut,
nice, good fries. And then what you do is you put cheese curd on top of that, and then you douse it in this spicy gravy. And by spicy, I don't mean spicy. It's just like a seasoning. But it doesn't taste like normal gravy. It's tangy, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, you're in Michigan, so you've had poutine. That's migrated down a little bit.
That's another thing. When they say spicy up there, like I don't know what kind of spices they're talking about.
That's why I corrected myself.
Spicy here, it means it's got a little bit of fire.
Wipe your head off a little bit.
Up there, crushed red pepper burns y'all's mouths, and that's like what we put that on pizza. It's down here we eat natural peppers. Serrano, habanero, jalapeno. They don't even have that up there. Every time we go, I'm always like, "Hey, can I get some fresh peppers?" And they don't have any. It's like they have the salad peppers. They can bring you back the ones with vinegar. Yeah. And
you got to travel with 3 ounces of Cholula.
Whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, that's why I corrected myself when I said spicy. It's not actually spicy. It's just well seasoned.
Right.
Can I say something real quick here?
No.
This is culinary hour.
Phil. Yeah, you need to come on up here. I'm gonna burn your ass next time you come up here with some spicy food. You think we don't have spice? I'll show you some spice.
He's probably gonna give me like some banana flavored something. Sure, that's spicy.
You're talking to the
It's got pepper.
Here. That's the SOC cook.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll expect that then. I will definitely come to your camp looking for some spice.
Get that fireball.
So where would is there anywhere that you guys want to play that you haven't played yet? I mean, I know everybody tends to mention Hawaii because who doesn't want to go to Hawaii? Like, period. But is there anywhere that you guys wanted to play that you haven't played yet?
Bucket list?
Super Game West.
Yeah, same here.
That's one that we've talked about. Super Game West, even Super Game East, or Ion, any of the other CPX events. They just happen to fall on other events in our region. So that's one of the things that's tough for us is that in the summer, it is very hot here in our region. Yeah. In the winter, we want to play, but there's nothing going on outside of our region. So as promoting the brigade events, I always try to be at our local brigade events, wherever they happen to be at in Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma. But like this year, Tombstone falls on the same weekend as is it Dreaded Legends or no? It's what game is it on? Because
Endless
Legends. Steve Solo always wants to come play with us, but he's been playing Endless Legends. I think he's got the MVP 2 or 3 years in a row. So he wants to keep that going. But yeah, I think Dreaded Legends is about to happen next month, and we can't do that. We're too busy. So what is that you're holding up, B-Rad?
For sure, man. CPX.
Oh yes.
Love you, honey.
B-Rad's event, but it's tough to go. Like B-Rad was telling me about his upcoming event, but it's a 1-day game. For us, that's a lot to fly out because we fly. All this. I understand road trip is fun, but when you get to be my age and I work as hard as I work, I'm self-employed, so I can't spend 2 days traveling. I need to fly in, have a lot of fun, fly back so I can work the next day.
So I got plans for 2021. Yeah,
so that's the thing. It's hard there's a bunch of badass games that are 1-day events, and we just can't take that. I mean, that's a lot of scratch. It costs a lot when we travel. Period. So I mean, hell, I can't get B-Rad to come down here yet. Somehow we've managed to make 3-4 games up there in the last 2 years. I can't even get him to come down to Oklahoma.
I will be there.
But
I'll make it worth your while. All right. How about next year I come down?
Get off the parking lot and come on down to join us.
I work in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's what I said. Get off the parking lot.
That's full.
I'm just going to throw this out there. If anybody wants a plucky Canadian, help me get airfare, find me a couch. I will come down, and I am writing for Paintball Media Magazine, and I have my own podcast, and I have my own show now. So I will make it worth your while. You get me there, I will help you promote like crazy.
Done.
Perfect.
I'm gonna talk to Dave.
Right, we'll definitely think about that. You know,
And
I don't know.
and I don't really care what state it is. Just remember
You're
that
only 4
you want to
hours.
make
I
me
can get you a
happy.
couch.
Biscuits and gravy, tacos, and Texas barbecue. Doesn't matter if I'm in Detroit, Oklahoma, Florida, Cali. I don't care. Those are my 3 favorites.
Right. You know, although I'll say this, one of the things that has helped us travel, for people that wonder, how do you travel so much? We have all these friends across the country, and we usually ask them to help us by, hey, can you let us borrow a pop-up tent? You have a cooler that you can let us borrow. Like last year for Legends, I'd been talking to this guy, Jeff Ferguson. He's a big MagFed player, and he secured us our spot to set up. And we had probably about 30 Texans out there with us. And he let me borrow a cooler. And anything else that we needed, he would have brought it for us if we asked. When we went to Decay Nations, same thing. We hooked up and had a guy bring us a tent, bring us a cooler, bring us some chairs. One of Sebastian's cousins let us borrow an excursion. So we definitely use whatever resources we can. Of course, also we're sponsored by GI Sports, so if they're going to be there, we'll ask them to bring a couple of tents for us. And of course, that always helps too.
I want everybody to say hello to Kathleen Alvarez, by the way.
Hi, Kathleen.
She is old school paintball. Her brother was in the early Master Blasters back in the late 80s, and then she moved out to the West Coast, and she is dedicated to being a referee. And she's a kick-ass chick that I met online, and super paintball. She hangs out in North Cali with the OG Ironmen and all that stuff. So everybody make sure you give a shout out to her because she rocks.
Shout out to Kathleen. Yes, we're trying to get out there, Kathleen. As of now, as we were just talking about, I'm planning on being there. I'll probably drag my wife this time. Yeah, so
I'll have to be there because Elijah is commanding.
Andy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who's he commanding against?
I have no idea. I don't know all those secrets. All I know is he got asked to do it. I was like, yeah, go for it, Elijah. We'll be there.
Really?
By the way, guys, Andy Starr said hi. He's my good friend, and he is co-captain of the Denver Expendables, and he is the main guy behind the Allie Remembered Foundation, which is paintball's nonprofit against domestic violence, like education and whatnot. For those of you that don't know, you're going to be seeing a lot of Allie Remembered stuff, especially if you're following me, because I'm a huge supporter and part of. So, hey, Andy, good to see you. I beg your pardon?
Is that Denver, Colorado?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. So I was just in Denver for the holidays, and I know a couple guys there that play, but they play on different teams. One's a Crazy Crew, the other one's Bob White.
Oh, Crazy Crew.
But I wanted to play paintball out there, but I didn't know where to go. I didn't even know there was any paintball in Denver, period.
There's a few fields, and now you've met Andy, and he will hook you up.
That's good. I was actually wanting to do a trip out there this summer. As I was I was there in December over the holidays, and half the crap was closed. I mean, it's like they closed down at 9:00 at night. That's weird coming from Houston. And they closed down like at lunch, and that's all weird. But as we were traveling around through Colorado, I saw all these bike trails, mountain bike trails, and I was actually visiting a mountain bike buddy, and I was more interested in getting the mountain bikes out than going down the slopes. So, or if I could find a paintball field, I mean, that'd have been. I've never played paintball in the snow. I don't know if they do that in Denver or not.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
Yeah. So I have to reach out to that dude, get him to hook us up.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you right now, and not to speak for Andy because he's following, but I will tell you right now, if you make it to Denver, you reach out to Andy and or his co-captain Tom Boot, and you don't even need to bring your gear. They'll make sure that they set you up, and you'll have a really good group of guys to play with. And I'm sure Andy will back me up on that because they're just fantastic. So you ever need anything and you're in Denver, reach out.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
So So you know
and
anybody?
the hush falls again.
Sorry, you know anybody from Crazy Crew around here? We know a couple from like Kansas City. Emily, you know.
Yes,
Emily?
I was about to say
Yeah.
Emily.
Emily's
the other-
awesome. I love her.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She's vicious.
She's loud, funny. Yeah,
Yeah, she's
I've never
awesome.
seen her.
I was
I've
trying
never
to
seen her vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sebastian knows her too.
I was trying
the
to
other-
get to Tombstone, but unfortunately, they decided to go on Mad Frog's side.
Yeah. I talked with Patrick and them too.
Yeah.
Their Denver guy is Hal Jordan. And I don't know if Hal Jordan, if that's his real name or that's his alias, but he likes to dress up like the Green Lantern.
Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan.
Yeah. I think I can't remember if we played with him or not. I know the guy though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we played with him a couple of times. He came down to Houston for a couple of events. I want to say one event was one that I was commanding. It was like a superheroes and villains. And unfortunately, he was on the opposing side. But that didn't go well for them. And then I think he came down for another game. I want to say it was either like Game of Thrones or if it was like a Holy Grail game. But I think he came down again, and that time I think he was on our side for the first time. Finally, after meeting him several times and always playing against each other.
Yeah.
And another hush falls under the crack. You're supposed to, Steve. You're supposed to have segues ready to go.
Well, you know what?
You're the host.
I am, and I'm not.
But this is
and I am. I know you are going to say something, but I'm just going to fire this out real quick. I had a set plan, and my guests bailed on me. And so tonight is fake it till you make it. And so far, we've made it, I think, because I think we're all having a good time. We're laughing. We've had a good following of people. And yeah, like this has just been a fun time. And my full plan is because I'm going to be doing a show every Wednesday night, I want to make sure that I do a show every Wednesday night. Now I try to plan something, and when it goes south at the last minute, I don't want to just go, yeah, no, not coming out unless there's a good reason. So you guys are here, give it a chance. Now Rosa said she wanted something to say. Everybody shut up or I will kick you.
So I will say that Misfit Toys Paintball is also in Colorado, and they have recently been helping out the Allie Remembered Foundation by getting donations of household items, because with everything going on in the world right now, there are a lot of domestic violence survivors who need help getting some kind of a home set up. So they're taking monetary donations and donations of goods, like things that you would need to set up a home, cleaning supplies, clothing, those kind of things. So Misfit Toys, Paintball, and Allie Remembered are taking those donations right now. So I'm very happy that our team, was able to make a couple of monetary donations their way to help those people out. So just something to think about while we're all hunkered down. If you're able to, it's definitely a great cause to support to help those people who are trying to move on to their next chapter.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but Misfit Toys actually created this Allie Remembered banner that they're going to be flying when they travel. And it actually has the Misfit Toys in behind it. So it's this full custom banner with their logo in the back, and it's just wicked. So
that's cool.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
They're helping in so many different ways. Now, I sent Andy an invite, and I don't know if he's going to be he's scared and not join in. I do know that we've been going for almost 2 hours, so I need to shut her down soon-ish. Not because I have to, but seriously, who's going to watch this show for 2 hours? And I think Seabass and Everett and Rosa and I probably need to use the facilities in the relatively near future.
I don't know. She's on like her third cup of wine, so she might be good, she might not be. I don't know.
But Steve, I was going to tell you is that sometimes the spontaneous shows are the best.
I agree.
Yeah,
the ones you plan out.
Oh yeah.
So. Well, we have quite the collection of people here. We've got 2 different countries, and we've got 3 states.
Yep.
Like, this is a big collection, and we all know a lot of the same people, and we've all tasted the same dirt in a lot of the different places, and it's awesome. So. Oh, hold on a second.
I got the devil on my shoulder.
I think I'm still cleaning red dirt out of my stuff.
Oh.
Anybody else? Yeah.
But you don't need to worry about shutting off after 2 hours. If it's good, it's good.
Man, that Tombstone game, I'm not gonna lie though. Last year I shot 1 bag of paint.
Really?
I shot 1 bag of paint, but I got MVP and I got mofo.
Shit, dude, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I have a pair of shoes I had to throw away.
I galloped on a horse for 2 days straight.
Man,
Missions.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking about that like earlier today. I was like, man, how do those dudes gallop on that horse the whole time? Like, and they
Yeah.
have to gallop on that shit.
You
Like,
have
they can't
to.
just
You
walk
stop.
around.
You stop, it's like dismounting, and then you can get lit up. So you have to gallop constantly. And my side that I was playing on, we were trapped in our corner.
Okay, pause for
we were
1
on the other
second.
one.
Is it an actual horse?
No, that's the best part.
No, it's okay. So you know those little toys where it's like the stick and it has a horse head?
The phallic symbol thingies, yeah?
It's
That's
one
it.
of those. So you hop on one of those and you have to actually gallop around the field. And you can only be killed either by another person riding a horse, or you dismount off your horse, then you can be basically shot at. And so the reason why I ended up getting those awards is because, one, I kept getting on a horse, and that was the only saving grace we had to complete missions, because I would just gallop behind the whole fighting that was happening, and then I would complete like 2 or 3 missions at a time. And then once I was done with those missions, I would just continue on to the enemy base and then go all dead their base or mess with them somehow, or something like that, and then make my way back and just collect 3 more mission cards. But we were so pushed in our corner, we couldn't even get out. So the only way we were able to complete missions was by getting on a horse and just galloping past the firefight and then getting work done.
Yeah, you guys were in that corner a lot, man. I felt a little bit bad for that, dude. But
I got a sniper card, and they gave me this big old rifle that I had to carry.
Yeah,
use that sniper. But people didn't realize that I would just walk by with that gun on my shoulder, because I put my regular marker down, and I was like, "Hey, I don't have a real gun. I don't have a real gun. I'm just walking through." And I have a couple of pictures hanging in my office. I'm like walking right past the enemy. They're shooting right over my head. I went and so Sebastian was going around with that horse, and I think he did like 13, 14 missions or something like that by yourself.
Damn, beast.
And I did like 6 or 7 with that rifle, doing the same thing. I would literally walk in through the enemy lines, go into one of their little structures and sit down and call the ref over. And people that knew me would walk by. They know I'm Cobra. They know I'm the other side. And they, "Hey, Phil, you okay? You need a water?" And I would be like, "Yeah, I'm just resting, man. I just need to take a break." And I'm sitting there holding that structure for 20 minutes. And then, they didn't realize that I was actually on a mission. And then the ref would come over and sign me off. "Man, good job. All right, cool. On to the next one." Doing the same thing.
But
people that don't play the game or read the rules, they're they're missing out. They're missing out on a whole lot of stuff.
She had the rules printed out, and she was going over all the Viper rules and everything the night before, and
it was a 3-hour drive, and I was quizzing the boys and had a laminated set of the rules. I was like, "No, we are gonna know this."
And
you need to know them. That's for sure.
It's for your advantage, really. I mean, a lot of people don't pay attention to those rules, and it's crucial. But after galloping that weekend, oh my God, I was cramping up.
Oh, dude,
I had like 20,000 steps, and I wasn't on a horse, so I can only imagine.
My gallops weren't even looking like a gallop anymore. It was pathetic how movement.
You would think he would learn his lesson.
I was in so much.
He'll do it again.
Yeah, I'll do it again. But it felt
let me interject really fast before Andy gets in here. 2 years ago, you guys know I came to Tombstone with Mutiny and all them.
Mm-hmm.
I had the most fun being a gunslinger. You know how they do the go up to another gunslinger and wage war. Right. Yeah, but I did more fun with recon. Recon was more fun than anything, because you walk around there with the orange armbands or duct tape, and you walk anywhere you want, as long as you don't get another gunslinger decides they want to come at you. But it was funny because you guys had us on our base. And there's no way for me to get through, so I'm like, I kind of walk through. I go, and the other team asked me, what are you doing? I go, I'm walking through trying to find the gunslinger. He's like, well, I thought you were going to recon. I was like, why am I going to recon? You're all here.
All right, guys, I'm going to interrupt for just a second. I got to introduce y'all to Andy. I talked to you about it a little bit. I actually sent him a link. I brought him in. So
Cool.
Phil, Seabass, B-Rad.
What's up,
This is
Andy?
Andy, co-captain of the Denver Expendables and the man behind the Ali Remember Foundation. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
What's up,
Good evening, everybody. What's up,
Andy.
Rosa? Brad?
Hello.
So
Got on the chat a little late. Sorry, I was upstairs doing stuff.
it's fine, dude. I know you're essential.
Who, me? No.
Yeah,
My work seems to think I am, but, you know.
so we were talking about Phil was actually in Denver for a little bit, and he was looking for a place to play.
Yeah, I was there for a week over the Christmas holiday, and man, like everything in your town was shut down. I was like, "What the heck is going on?" We're used to. I thought Denver was a lot bigger actually, and so I just didn't know. Coming from Houston, everything seems small, so it's. But I went to visit my sister down in Ruidoso, New Mexico. Went skiing out there, and then made my way up to Denver to hang out with a mountain bike buddy of mine for a whole week. And so we were there for New Year's Eve, and it was like I didn't know what to do. My buddies that I was hanging out with, they didn't know what to do, so we just made a big dinner and got drunk. So.
Yeah. Next time you're in town, you just call me and we'll take you out to play, whether it's outdoor if the weather's nice or over at one of the indoors.
Yeah, that's definitely. Which that's the weird thing is I did spend New Year's Eve with a guy from Bob White, so he plays a lot of paintball, but he was like, I don't know what there's to do. And he spends half his time in Thailand, and then when it's bad weather in Denver, he goes to Thailand. So I think that was part of that problem. And you might know him, Chuck McGinnis. I don't know if you know him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, so I was with him. Him and another friend of mine. But now I know somebody else. Andy Starrex.
Yeah.
I will.
It's bad because Chuck should have known where to go and play because he lives here when he's not in Thailand. I would have known to call me to be like, "Hey, you guys playing?"
Oh, okay. I'm going to mention that. I'm going to harp on them.
Right.
So what? I know it doesn't snow all the time up there, and that was something I didn't know either. I figured Mile High City, it's what you hear about. You know, you see the football games with the snow and whatnot, but it snowed about, I think, the day before I got there, and so it was already turning. The freeways were already clear. I mean, I was a little concerned about that at first, but they were like, "Oh no, we plow them real fast," and just a lot of dirty slush everywhere. But for the most part, it was pretty safe. It was the worst traveling I did was through Aurora, Colorado, and it was like I woke up and it was -3 degrees, and I'm like, "What the?" Yeah, that was. I thought my thermometer was broke on the car. I'm like, -3? What? Yeah.
No, I actually live in Aurora, so that was probably right.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Dude, that was okay. So that was the coldest that I can remember ever being in. Not that it felt any different. I mean, you go below 20 degrees and it's kind of all the same. But we pulled. I went to Starbucks and pulled in to get a coffee, and it was slush everywhere. And in the 5 minutes that I was in there and came back out, I had a complete sheet of ice around my tires from that slush. It just froze up, icicles hanging down. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cold because it's in Houston. It's a miracle for us to get icicles, period. So for them to happen in just 5 short minutes, I was like, all right, it must be pretty cold out here. But it's that dry cold too, so it doesn't feel the same. Here it can be 30 degrees and it feels probably like 0 because our humidity is so high.
Oh yeah, I've got friends down in Houston that complain about the heat because of the humidity. My parents used to live in Cyprus.
Oh yeah, I'm in Cyprus. That's where I'm at. Yeah. So and Sebastian works in Cyprus, and it's I'll say this though, it works to our advantage when we like go up north to play in Michigan and Chicago, Indiana, and these guys are complaining and crying. They're like, man, it's 82 degrees and it's humid and it's like 30% humidity. And for us, that's like nice. That's our fall weather. We're just like,
that's like midnight.
Yeah. They're like, be careful, everybody. Drink lots of water, hydrate. It's going to be a hot one today. And all of our teams like, man, this is nice. So while people are falling out, we're still going 100%. So those are the advantages.
Come on up north. I'll let you play with snow snakes and ice balls.
Eventually, we'll get up there. Once you prove to us that Putan or whatever you call it is any good, then maybe we'll come on up.
We just lost Seabass.
Putan.
You can take the altitude.
That's the accent, right?
That's what it is.
I just got to point out that we've got 4 states now, 2 countries, and a puppet. This has been the greatest show ever.
Puppet Master left. He might be in here. Give me like one.
No, I'm just saying we actually had a puppet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many paintball, like 4 states, 2 countries, and a puppet. Like, I mean,
you also had our dog who was popping up earlier. So.
Oh, yeah, my dog's in my background. You can see her keep pacing around. I think that's what a lot of that noise was.
You're asking for me?
Going outside and shutting the door, and the dog's running around. I'm like, what the heck? Is that a good time to get the
all right, then.
Take the puppet back.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm going to back up a little bit here because, like, so the team is called the Brigade.
No, the team is Cobra Paintball.
Okay, but what was the Brigade thing with the patches and stuff?
Oh, that's the Brigade program. Go to www.brigadeprogram.com, or you can look at it on Facebook. Just look up Brigade Program, or you look up hashtag Brigade Program, and you can get to the website and see all the details. And it's a fun thing.
All right. Well, I've got a good memory, but it's short. So after this is done, throw a link on my group page, please. Seabass, Phil, whomever, because being majority of a tournament player, I don't know that much about scenario games. Like, I'll play some rec ball and I'll do the tournament thing, and I'm really looking forward to getting into scenarios, big games more this season or next season, depending on how everything falls. But what you guys are describing sounds like a lot of fun, and the patches sound kind of cool. And if I can represent that on the group and start pushing that out a little bit, I would love to be able to help you guys push that out.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the Brigade program, though, is something that's done through GI Sports.
Okay.
Something that one of their guys, Ryan Sexton, he kind of came up. He's the brigade general, basically. And so they had this big paintball convention and a while back ago. And so field owners and pro players and stuff like that were there, and they were talking about this Brigade program. And so they were asking the field owners and these people that were attending if they knew people in the community that would be a great representation for this program. And so, like, Phil's name got thrown in there, and then eventually I got added on, and we got a couple key guys in different regions that are basically the commanders for those regions. And basically what they do is they attend these events, and they're like the brigade host, and they're the ones that are handing out the patches for the members that come in and signing up new players and hosting the brigade parties and stuff like that. Like for the one in Advid in October, Phil is actually a DJ as well. And so he'll DJ the event and the lip syncing contest. He'll do the DJ for that. I'm his hype man. So I'm over there next to him, hyping him up and everything like that. But the brigade program is just another little like achievement thing. It's just, something to collect patches, and it's, really good artwork actually on these patches. And it's just something to collect. So you have something to take with you. You go to these events, and back in the day, a lot of events will just offer you like an event T-shirt and stuff like that. Now they don't really do that much, and some places used to do patches. So this is something that we're just kind of bringing back from, older days where you would attend an event and you would get, hey, an event shirt or a patch, and it's something that you can collect and have a memory of. You know that, hey, I attended this game, and because I attended all these other games, I unlocked this patch, and it's just a way to collect patches. There's a lot of people that like to collect patches, as you can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, too, Ryan extended it. So if you're like a game producer, you're promoting Brigade Program. If you're doing certain things, he's got patches for you too. So, nothing is what's the word for it?
All right, you guys talk much about yourselves for a second. I want to show you something. I'll be right back. You got to see this.
Phil, do you know?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Do you remember how many brigade events was for this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think, from my knowledge, because there were some that were added on.
Yeah, there's a lot of games.
I think 42 was the official count, but there was some other ones because remember we came up with that regional patch, and a lot of people didn't even get that.
Yeah,
there were last minute so if you know of a game,
I am the new
sports field, and they want to make it a brigade event, you can reach out to Ryan Sexton and say, hey, I'm going to this event. It's a GI field. Can we make this a brigade event? And so we turned a couple of MagFed events into brigade events. We turned a couple of small scenarios into Central is what we call them. So I had a patch made that said Central Brigade Program. So that kind of was like a generic patch for some last minute events that I would just show up, pop in, and there was other brigade people there, and just a way to spread the word. And so I handed out those few patches, and then I even handed out patches to all the award winners. So then most of those guys went and jumped on, and oh man, I gotta get one of these brigade patches. So it is fun.
It's not only a U.S. thing. The brigade events, they got a game out in Australia,
Mexico,
different areas all around the world, and just if you take the time and you plan it out, it could be a good time. Like for us, for Hawaii, we didn't. For the majority of our out-of-state games, we usually fly in like Thursday or Friday, and then we leave by Monday. But for Hawaii, it's a vacation place, and some of us took our significant others, or girlfriends, wives, whatever, kids, and so
Hawaii.
What we did is made it a whole week. So we went there from Monday to Monday, and so Monday to Friday we were just vacationing, doing all the tourist stuff and excursions, and then Saturday we're playing paintball. Saturday night we're back out doing all the touristy stuff.
Oh, we hit the beach after Saturday. Remember, that's where I lost my camera. But
yeah,
where else do you go play paintball and 30 minutes later hit the beach? It was nice.
A beautiful beach at that, not a crappy beach. I mean, like the best water you'll ever see, the best snorkeling you'll ever do. Like it was a hell of a time. And
I was getting up every morning at like 4:30, 5 o'clock just to go outside and, hey, I'm gonna go to the beach, y'all. Take off. It was that me and Sebastian got a condo together, and it was excellent. That's why I want to go back. It's that good that you will save your money to go back.
So, you guys were talking about patches back in the day, because I started in '89. We used to have patch jackets. So there's Skyball, because that was telling you about. And there's Canadian Amateur Open, which is Beach Blitz from 1999. Nice. And then one of the indoor fields in Toronto was Sergeant Splatters. I don't even know if that still exists or not.
Right.
But I have so many more patches, I just never got around to putting them back on. But check this out.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. A lot of older.
Okay, so that CV, that's Combat Vision. Now that used to be a sticker you would put inside your goggles to make your goggles thermal goggles. And then Zap, and then there's California Magnum, because I used to shoot that. JT, and then you've got Phantom, Smart Parts, and Straight Shot Squeegees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. That's actually what we talked about was back in the day. I mean, I didn't play all the way back then. I started playing like in 96, 97, but I remember going to my first couple of scenario events, and there would be these guys with these patch jackets, and their whole jacket was like covered.
Yeah.
And what that reminded me of was I was in the Navy, and when we would go on a cruise, we would get patches, and a lot of people would buy jackets. So it was the same thing. Like we had these patch jackets in the military. So when I saw that, and that's kind of what we're trying to bring back. However, people still they don't really know how to do it. So Ryan Sexton, the brigade general, so to speak, the brigadier general, he's been working on a project to do like a
that's how you do it.
Jacket. He was looking at doing a hoodie with a faint outline of the patches, so you like know where to put them, and be able to attach them all the way around it. You know, I think I saw TV was on here earlier. I know I've seen his patch jacket. It's ridiculous, covered front, back, on both arms. It's crazy.
Other people use patch mats, basically. So, like, there's a company called Team Tags, and they make these mats that you can just display all your patches. And then they also do, if you go to any big scenario, you'll see some people that have like either back blue or red straps, and some of them will be embroidered or whatever with names and stuff like that. So they do a lot of that stuff for the paintball community.
Nice.
Tags.
All right, guys. Andy, is there anything you wanted to mention since you're the new person? But I think we're going to start shutting this down because we've been at it for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Android's got about 15% left.
So Andy, you didn't get a chance to mention anything. I didn't know if you want to plug anything while you're here.
No, we'll be plugging some stuff tomorrow night. We're doing a show for all the Colorado field operators, so Phil can figure out where to come play when he's here.
Oh, perfect. Hey, is Bud Orr still going to be joining with you guys for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on with that. It's get back to the field type show that we just decided to do, me and Tom with the Expendables, just to get people to hear from the field operators and what their plans are with all the COVID stuff. I'll keep my opinion nice with all of this going on right now, but and be politically correct.
Hey, you just outed yourself.
We've got a number of the field ops coming on to kind of go through everything because we were supposed to open up last weekend, and then that got shut down, or actually this weekend. Then it got pushed to the following weekend. So we're still going to do the show tomorrow night just so players are ready to go. So nothing to do with domestic violence and all that. It's just everybody's itching to get out, and we want everybody to be safe and
have some fun.
What to expect and everything else. We're just dragging on. I'm going to use StreamYard and just drag all the field operators on at once. I already told them whether they like each other or not. Guess what? You can all play fair in the sandbox. Because I've been around paintball and this for 20 some years here in Colorado. So I know all of them. Some of them I sold their original starter packages. So I know who doesn't like who and who gets along with who. And it's like,
so that drama just isn't in Houston and Texas. Okay.
No.
Good
that's
to know.
global.
It's everywhere. For the most part, because we don't have as many fields here that we used to, so it's not as bad. But some of these guys have been around over 20 years, and they've all got their niches and everything. But there's bad blood from this, that, and the other, back and forth. And I literally called everyone and said, "You can get on here and you can talk to the paintball players, and because that's what it's all about. Not because you hate him for what he did to you 10 years ago. I don't care." It's for the players. So we're going to show unity, and everybody's going to see. And some people, obviously you play at one field and that's your home field, and you never play at anything else. And let everybody see each other, and you're doing it for the sport, not for your own businesses. So put your greed aside and everything else. And they're like, "Yep, we got it. Let's do this." So they're actually all stoked to get on there tomorrow night and
awesome.
Maybe kind of change the culture between the field owners in Colorado just a little bit, which would be nice. And we got a brand new guy that just bought one of the fields down in Pueblo from the owner that had it for years. So he doesn't know anybody. So he's all stoked to kind of get in there because he's the new guy. He's like, "I don't know anybody." I'm like, "I know them all. Been around. Don't worry. Got it covered."
Awesome. All right, Phil. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I thought you were done. My apologies. Is there anything else? Did you guys want to finish?
No, I'm good.
All right, awesome. All right, Phil. Now you talk a lot, so you've got like a 60-second plug, and then I'm actually shutting you down. All right. So anybody else, anything you want to plug out, and go.
All right, great. I'll make it even shorter than that. So we have a lot of games going on in the next few months. Just keep up with Cobra Paintball. Check out our page, and we try to post everything we're doing there. But just tomorrow night, David Justin's going to have me on, and I think he's going to have Sebastian on. And Ryan Sexton is also doing a promo tomorrow for the Brigade and for the Joe's versus Cobra. So I'll probably be on that one as well, since I'm one of the generals. But yeah, just keep up with our Facebook page, Cobra. That's where we post everything that we're doing, and we'd love to see y'all out. If you guys, Rosa and Everett, y'all come out to one of the games that we're at, definitely come check us out at our campsite. B-Rad, you know where to find me. Andy, good to meet you. I'll talk to you soon. I'll probably shoot something in private message, as well as you, Steve. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Oh, happy to have you. B-Rad, anything you want to add before we let you go?
Yeah, sure. Souls of Chaos, I'm captain, but Old School Scenarios, check that out. And we are going to be at Hell Survivors this weekend, probably on a Saturday, as long as it don't rain. Whatever, rain or shine, we'll be there. But
Nice.
we're starting out our grand opening and being co-hosts for Hell Survivors. So, but yeah, that's Rosa, Eric, Andy, Phil, Seabass. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Man.
All right,
Steve,
I'll be Rad.
pleasure.
I'm going to do you a quick favor.
Sure. Oh,
Sorry.
do that to him.
I'm just messing with you, Phil. I hope you don't mind.
Go for it.
All right.
We're going to put you on that list, Steve. You're going to
there
get on
we
the
go.
list.
And Rosa Everett, anything you want to add before you go?
No, not really. Just we're Woodland Desperados. We're on Instagram and YouTube, and we are definitely planning to try to hit up Joe's versus Cobra, and we'll absolutely be at Tombstone to run under Seabass. We're super excited about it.
Yeah, just
Awesome.
excited to play with everybody again. So hope to see all you guys eventually.
And Seabass, my friend, thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you for having me, man.
You helped, you all helped, but you specifically, I'm in right from the very beginning. So you helped save this train wreck. So anything left that you need to say before we cut her out?
Yeah, two things. If you do go to Hawaiian Legends, get yourself a jersey. Take this badass jersey.
That's pretty sick.
I mean, get yourself one. And also, October 3rd and 4th, Oklahoma, Guthrie, Oklahoma, Avid, Tombstone, sign up for the Cowboys. Don't play for Mad Frog. I'm inviting everybody, not just Texas and Oklahoma guys. I want Colorado out there. I want Kansas. I want everybody out there. I want them to support me for the Cowboys. Take this win. Shut this off with Mad Frog once and for all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For sure.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much for saving my show. And what's that? Andy, go ahead.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, Yosh Rao.
He said, here's one autographed by Yosh. There's actually two of these sitting here.
Nice.
Hang on. Somebody else wants to say bye.
All right.
Autographed by Gold.
No, hang on. I'll wait. That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
And these are going to be at the. Oh, sweet. These are going to be at the big Denver Expendables event, right? Or the remembered event.
Who's signature
going up for auction?
Nice.
That would be the entire Houston Heat after the World Cup on the Federer jersey.
Wow.
That's
Very
awesome.
Cool. Very
Kind of hard to see
cool.
in the camera.
Yeah.
Just through curiosity, Andy, do you have the gunslinger?
Tom's got that at the house.
Oh, okay. I was going to say show Rosa.
I don't have it here.
Because Mike Goodeve said he's going to buy it. And I know Rosa is going to see this red gunslinger gun, and she's probably going to wrestle him for it. And I would love to see her and Mike face off against each other for it. That would just be wicked. My money's on Rosa, just so you know.
I used to do Krav Maga.
So, all right, guys.
Come out, July 11th.
Look,
All right.
I have one more thing to say. We are here for no other reason but paintball. We all love each other. We're one family. Get out, play paintball as soon as you can. Love you. See you later.
Bye.
He's a nut.
That could have been worse. It could have been Freddy Krueger.
Ow! Bit my toe.
All right. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much. You have a great night. I'm
All
killing
right,
it
good
now.
night.
See you guys.
Play with passion, everybody. Keep your paint dry.
See you guys.
Good night, Fred.
Take care.
Later, guys.
Later.